Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Will back here, man. And I just want to say this before I start off with anything. Did y'all like the beginning of the video? Because I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that was kind of dope to me. I've been always wanting to make like a dramatic intro to some type of video like this. And I feel like this is the time to do it because I'm going to be talking about some interesting stuff, I should say. So if you like the beginning of the video, go ahead and like the video already because I think it was dope. That's just me though. I hope it's you too, but that's just me though. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the video for real. And what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be talking about stories again. We finna get back to the stories. Yeah. I'm not that excited about this story, I ain't gonna lie. So this time around we're gonna be talking about the thing called high school. Yeah, that thing that they said that was gonna, have the best moments of your life and you're gonna find your youth and So we're gonna be talking about high school, and it's gonna be a lot of stuff we're gonna be talking about, and it's not gonna be something I'm gonna be talking about in one video. It's gonna definitely have to be parts. So this is gonna be the first part, and I honestly just want to give you guys an introductory onto how I got into the school that I got into. So it might be a little bit confusing for somebody that isn't in Chicago, so I'm gonna kind of try to make it easy for you to understand if you don't live in Chicago or don't know about the schools there. But basically what happened was it's these schools called public schools, of course, and it's just CPS as the acronym for what the schools are like that. Chicago Public Schools, just in case. And I was an average student, didn't have any grades that were super stellar or anything like that. And I didn't have a lot of choices because I wasn't one of those people who really cared about what school I went to. I just wanted to go to a school, graduate, and get it done with. So there was two things that I knew. One thing was that I knew that I didn't care what school I went to. And two, I didn't want to go to a school that had uniform. So that kind of backfired on me because I realized that I really didn't have a lot of clothes to wear. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go to school with a uniform. And the school that I ended up choosing and I wanted to go to, at the time I thought I wanted to go to, it was called, or it is called, it's there still somehow. But school that I ended up going to is called Air Force Academy. So it's not the Air Force Academy that you would think of when you were in like the military or if you enlisted or something like that. No, but it was a school that was built in 2009, small school, and I didn't know this until they told me. But it was a middle school at one point, so we ended up being in a middle school that was a high school. Super awkward, I know. And the reason that I ended up going to school, like I said, was that one, it had uniform, and then two, we had like high school reps come to the school. And I'm not gonna say names unless I need to use an alias, so I'm just gonna kind of talk abstract as far as the people that I'm involving in it. But we had a high school rep come to the school, they finessed my ass, and I ended up going to the interview for the school where they asked us about our hopes and dreams and how we want to be better people and that's how I got into the school. Knowing what I know now, I don't understand what the point of the interview was, because looking back at it, there were so many people in the school that just you know how you just like you want to get somebody out of an interview if you like the person doing the interview and you're just like, yeah, this ain't it. Yeah, that was kind of the way I looked at it when I got to the school. I'm like, bro, how the fuck these niggas get into this school? So I did the interview and I got in, and it was just kind of like, pay your fees, come to orientation, and then you're good. So I already knew it was kind of a red flag when I went to orientation, because it was at another school, and the school it was at was it's called Bronzeville Military Academy. It was down the street, and we have no relation. We had no relation at this point in time. So I was just like, well, damn, why are we not at the school? So that kind of gave me like some bad vibes already about it. But orientation was just us talking to them about fees, because they know they want their money. the uniform, the student handbook, what could expect, and all this, all the stuff that you want to know about a school when you first get there. And this was like my first time really being around a decent amount of people that I never knew before, because in middle school I had been with these people for at least 4 to 6 years. So this is my first time really being around a whole new group of people, and it was pretty intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. And I know a lot of people probably have experienced this just in general with going to high school or any new environment, where you're like the one person out of all these people and you know no one. There were some people there that knew people prior to, but me, I knew no one. So it was just really odd for me to really go around and try to make friends, because I'm naturally introverted too. It made things really difficult to kind of just like interact with people. But I'm actually a person that can gauge the environment I'm in pretty well, and I was able to maneuver pretty okay, and I met some people there. So it wasn't that hopeless for me, but it was just like a whole bunch of guys that I met. I didn't really meet a lot of girls. I did, but that's not bogus, but it's just what you do when you're like 12? Not 12. What was I? 14? I don't remember. I was something years old. I was young, so young. And, I was just looking, and I'm like, yeah, there's not really any girls here. So I was already kind of like, damn. But it turns out that the girls really had no impact on what the school did for me, because it was just a lot of bullshit anyway. So, spoiler alert, by the way. But yeah, we didn't even have orientation in school, and it was just awkward because I didn't know anybody. And we eventually ended up going back to, well, not going back because that implies that we were there in the first place. We ended up going to the school like the last day, and it looked so bogus. Like, I'm gonna paint a picture for you. So hallways, they were kind of narrow. There was nothing that stood out about the school, and I get it, it was just built, so I'm not putting too much pressure, but I'm just calling it like I see it. The lockers were broke down, the rooms had no color, it was just really depressing. And we just went there for the uniform room, so we didn't really even get to do anything. So fast forward into the first day of school, and this is where this all begins. So I'm kind of telling on myself. It's gonna be a little embarrassing, not gonna lie. But I'm getting ready for school, and my mama's gonna take me. I had never rode the train or the bus, and that's what it took to get there for me. And I had like a slight nervousness about going, but I was just overall like, let's go ahead and get there. We're gonna have a good day, and that was all there was to it. So my mama ended up taking me, and this is how it already starts. Like, to imagine. But I was in the back seat, and at the time I didn't know it was a bad thing to be in the back seat. It wasn't because I wanted to. I got forced to, because for some reason my mama did not want me in the front, and I'm just confused. And my mama was one of those people who did not want to explain anything to you, so I had no reason to know why. It was annoying, but what am I gonna do? And we ended up getting there, and it was a lot of people. Like, I wouldn't say it was a courtyard, but it was really just like the front of the door where everybody was. And I'm looking to see if I see any of my friends that I met during orientation. And I get out the backseat of the car, and I kind of just see people laughing. So I'm like, yeah, they laughing at, what's so funny? And then I kind of heard what it was, and it was about me being in the backseat of the car. So I got laughed at the first day of school because I was in the backseat, and that wasn't very fun. But yeah, so that's how my first day of school started. But after that, it was just, meeting the teachers and finding out what rooms we were gonna be in and all that stuff. So it wasn't that bad. It wasn't really a lot to the first, I guess, week of school, we kind of just, got to know other people, and, we just started going into classwork. But it's definitely a lot more to freshman year. I'm honestly being very modest right now. Freshman year as a whole was probably the second. It might be the first, but I would say it was probably the second worst year of high school that I had. And I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, but I can't really be too descriptive. But it was a lot of issues freshman year, a lot. It was just one of those things where, we were all getting to know each other, sure, but this is the part where I was like, how the hell did people get into this school? And I didn't realize how real it was until things started to happen. But a lot of things happened freshman year that kind of, I guess, defined the way that high school was overall for me, really. And if I could summarize it, I'd say that the trajectory went from 50 to like 5. If you want to talk about the way I was feeling about school, I was very 50-50 about being there. But after everything happened, I was like, yeah, this is not going to be fun. So I'm going to stop right here because I kind of want you guys to understand that freshman year is exactly what the beginning of the video was. I definitely don't think that it's the most fun thing to talk about, especially for people that went to the school and know what I'm talking about if they are watching. But it's an important part of my high school experience, and it kind of set the trend for what happened later on. So hopefully you guys stick around for the whole thing. I want you all to be involved with this. So if you like the video and you want to see the rest, make sure you like, subscribe, and then share the video around, because I want everybody to know. So that's all I got for now. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. I'm gone. P.S. My voice is really tired right now.